Welcome to a Walking with J.Beau. Hope you're enjoying a wonderful week as we kick off the weekend. You can see how fast the clouds are moving. It's a pretty sky. We have a storm moving in tonight, so that's why the sky looks like that. Guess what we're gonna get? Supposed to get up around 6 inches, potentially even more than that, of snow. March is supposed to come in like a lion and go out like a lamb, but it's doing the opposite this year. Well, howdy doody. Also have you on my head tonight, so no selfie view. If you find that disappointing, maybe you need a life. It's just me. Some schmuck in Maine, who cares, right? Anyway, we're gonna walk. Now, last night's walk, I did a night walk with the camera on my head. It was nice. I chose not to upload it though, because there really wasn't anything interesting. It was nighttime. I do have a Cybertruck. It is a Tesla Cybertruck we just saw. That's why I gave him the thumbs up and the peace sign. That's pretty cool. So, you sure as hell know it's a Cybertruck when you see one. That is the first time I see a Cybertruck. Well, that's a good way to start the walk off. Well, anyway, the reason why I say this is an almost daily walking vlog is sometimes I don't upload the video. It was nighttime last night, and it was also damn cold. Had my face covered for the whole walk. It's 25 degrees, no sunshine, no fun. So didn't really do too much talking last night. It's just one of those nights, you know. I enjoyed the walk for me is what happened. Left the camera on in case anything interesting happened, which it didn't. I did find about 5 pew-pew jugs for the range, which I did pick up last night. And We're not going to have range day tomorrow, and we're not going to have range day Sunday either. Pretty much got crappy weather all weekend. So we're going to get about 6 inches of snow. Then we're going to have a brief respite. And it's going to turn into snow with a mix on Sunday. And then eventually Sunday night, it's going to turn into more rain. So basically it's going to be a bucket of crap for weather this weekend. Be a good weekend to plan something indoors. It was beautiful earlier today though. 46 degrees. Plenty of sunshine. But I had things to do, so now I'm walking after the sun's going down and it's cooling off fast. I do have time to get the walk in before the snow starts. As we see a beautiful sky. So anyway, that's my story for this evening. So it will be turning dark on our walk. So some of it will be nighttime. Which some of you have told me in the comments that you do like the nighttime because of the extra widescreen view that my night vision setting sets. So you will see that later. It's after 5 o'clock in the afternoon now. A month and a half ago it was dark right now already. We've gained almost 3 hours of daylight. So supposedly the last sunset's going to be, last light will be around 8 o'clock. So I may have time to finish the walk before it's completely dark. But we'll see. Starting to get my sweat up. At about 3/4 of a mile. Pretty soon this little swampy area over here is going to be a mosquito pit. Anyway, it is a beautiful sky tonight. Seeing a nice sunset. So many hateful people online right now. It's unbelievable. Well, actually, it is believable. It's a symptom of losing. The left is losing, and they're going out of their minds. So some people are like, why do you record your walks and upload them? Well, it's just a vlog. It's like a daily walking vlog. I just thought it'd be interesting to do, more for my own personal use than anything else. Maybe I'll look back at these uploads in 10 years, 20 years. Maybe I'll look at them like I wish I could still walk. And that's why I upload them. Something about me will be online forever. If it's left there, hopefully. Maybe someday YouTube will go bankrupt. They'll delete everybody's videos. And they'll tell people, if you want to save your videos, download them. You have until such and such. Maybe I'll be dead. Who knows? Point is, it's something to do while we're here. It is of benefit to me. Staying healthy.
Evening.
How are you?
Good, how are you?
Pretty good. Been seeing that guy running on this route for a couple of years now. Must be one of his favorite routes. So anyway, we're going to hang a left up here. I never really know which route I'm going to walk. I just kind of go where my feet take me. Sometimes I'll head up the traffic way and come back this way. Sometimes we go on the back roads a few miles from here. Now this is interesting. You see these white streaks in the road? You might be asking yourself, why did they do that? That is actually a brine that they spray on the roads especially when you're going to have black ice problems. Plus we're getting a storm tonight, so it also lies down a base to help pre-melt snow, and they are going to be putting snow melt while the storm is happening. But this is mainly as a treatment to guard against black ice, which you can clearly see in the road. They only started doing that recently here. Other parts of the country, usually on the interstate and the highways, is where you see that. But here's the best. We got some Trump stuff here. Awesome. Yeah, so like I was saying, a lot of people online are so hateful, just absolutely vicious, vindictive. It's really ugly. So I had a good supper a while ago. I had some meat. I love eating meat, whether it's chicken, pork, beef, whatever. Had some rice with some corn, and also had some potatoes. I like potatoes. So there are a lot of people that like to cut carbohydrates out of their diet, but there's good carbohydrate and there's bad carbohydrate. Sugars are bad. Pasta can be okay if you don't eat it like all the time. The worst thing for you is processed foods, period. Try to avoid those, and you'll see, you'll lose weight. I don't eat any less than I used to, and I lost 40 pounds just not eating ice cream, chips, processed foods, microwave dinners, etc. It's really not good for you, and I am proof positive of that. Try it out yourself, you'll see. And it is possible to eat better and not spend more money. The attraction for processed foods is cost. Well, you can get real food and eat properly. You can buy in bulk, which I do sometimes, or just buy fresh vegetables, apples, whatever. Prices of things, I have noticed, is coming down. Price of eggs has dropped $3 at a local supermarket chain here. Onions have come down. They're under $3 for a 5-pound bag of onions again. I got 2 bags of potatoes, $4 a bag. For a while it was getting up to $5-6. So some of the stuff is coming down. We're going to see good things. President Trump also this week reminded car sales and car manufacturers not to jack your prices up and try to profit. What he means by that is imported vehicles are going to have a tariff on them, so it's going to make them more expensive. But domestically made vehicles are not going to be tariffed. So what he's saying is, don't jack your prices up and still be under the imports. In other words, don't take advantage. He said they would be watching and people will be penalized for that. The other big benefit of the automotive industry Trump is going to do, and is doing, is you're going to get a tax break. You buy an American-made car, you're not going to be taxed. You're going to get a tax break on your purchase, which is very important. And don't forget, the budget proposal by the Republicans will include no taxes on Social Security and no taxes on tips. And we'll see if the Democrats support that. If they don't, they're going to have a hard time next year at midterm. They're going to have to work with Republicans on something. So Trump promised no tax on tips. Well, we're damn well going to try to get it. Well, it's definitely looking sunset-ish. Yep, so we're going to get 6 inches of snow or more, it said. Well, pretty much, I think 6 inches in this part of Maine is about right. Maybe we'll just get 3. That would be nice, because then I won't have to clean it. If we get 6 inches though, I may have to clean it, or I may just leave it there this time. You know, I cleaned the last storm, and by the end of the next day It was melted down to the pavement in the yard. So if it's just 3 or 4 inches, I think I'll leave it there, because we're going to have temperatures Monday in the 50s and we're going to get rain. So it may be an option to just leave it there. Maybe clean whatever they plow out front. So we'll see what happens. When it gets darker, I'll switch over to the night mode. I can tell you, last night it was cold, 25 degrees, and I had my face covered up with my thing I wear around my neck, which I'm not wearing tonight. And it was funny because I checked my app after the walks for time per mile, and out of the 5+ miles I walked, had 4 of my miles were 16 minutes and some change. So I walk faster when I'm cold and uncomfortable. And here's the dying Frosty the Snowman. Looks like Frosty is done. These are those trees that were taken out by Mother Nature, both of these. We had those big wind events. The ground was saturated, soaked with water, and the rain pulled the pine trees over. They decided to leave the stumps. So does not feel cold right now. I'm sweating. Pick up this jug. This might be all right. Pick this up for a pew-pew jug. It's a little mangled, but if it doesn't leak, the weight of the water inside will force that back out into its shape it's supposed to be. Well, we'll pick it up anyway, just because it's trash. Yeah, I'm not really happy about getting more snow. You know, waiting for spring. I mean, it's the end of March. You know, today's the 27th, I believe. Very unusual to have 6 inches of snow at the end of March. But it has happened before. Happened last year. Told you guys about it. We had 18 inches of snow. And then we had another storm less than a week later, first week of April. So, while unusual, it does happen. Oh, that looks pretty. See, now that's a misnomer right there. See how the sky has a pinkish reddish tinge? You know, that's supposed to be red at night, sailor's delight. Well, it's going to snow all night into tomorrow morning to tomorrow afternoon, so that is false. Just so you know, I don't make the rules. You can hear a band playing in that house. We've got these cars here. Somebody's playing live music. We still got the buckets on the maple trees here. You know, we have 2 maple trees on the property, and I've been asked by people, how come you don't tap the trees to make maple syrup? Well, one, you really won't get enough to sell to make a huge profit, and 2, I don't think people realize how much you really get from these. So, how much maple syrup do you really eat? I mean, are you going to put it on hamburgers and everything until it's gone? You know, it's like, it's really not practical. So, now we've gone 2.5 miles. We're halfway through, a little less than. So last night's walk was a good one. Had really good times. I was fresh, very energetic. And the very next day today, my lower back is biting at me a little bit. Told you guys about that. So we had 2 really good walks in a row. After one where my lower back was barking at me. And now my lower back is a little squirrely, but not horrible. That's just stuff you have to deal with, because physically your body is not optimal every day. For most everyday things, it's fine. But when you're stretching it out into an exercise session, that's when you notice things. So a lot of this snow is gone just in time to get some more from the 6 inches we had last weekend. Oh, look, a duck. Well, isn't that just ducky? We saw a duck. All right. Wasn't sure if I was going to walk today, and I'm glad I did. Prefer to walk. You'd have to understand, it was such a beautiful day today. All kinds of sunshine, almost 50 degrees. So it's a little cooler right now. Still in the low 40s, it feels like. walking app lady in my head just said I hit 3 miles. So I have not gotten on a scale in quite a while. I did once over the winter. I had gained, I think it was about 7 pounds from not walking. Before winter started, I was at my high school young man perfectly fit weight when I was 20, 19, around there. And it's one of those things. Don't do very much in the wintertime when it's wintering out. You sit around and basically do nothing for whatever time you're not earning or whatever you have to do during the day. And many times that does not offer enough exercise either. So, and I do like to eat. I do not starve myself. That's the thing. Now, 7 pounds on me isn't noticeable. You know, last year I had to add a notch on my belt because I could not get it tight enough because I had lost weight. So I am still in that last notch comfortably. So I don't think it's good psychologically to get on a scale every day because it's unrealistic. Weight loss runs over time. So 4 months of winter added 7 pounds. But walking again, by the time May or June comes, that should be gone. And that's something that you notice when you put on usually things that fit tightly, that fit comfortably. When you're at your lowest weight, they fit comfortably. When you gain weight, it gets a little tighter. And if you lose weight, your clothing gets loose. So I have some underwear that fit snugly at my fit weight that I like to be at. And they have been fitting the way they should or a little loose. So you can kind of tell if you're gaining or losing weight that way. Unless you wear baggy underwear. I don't wear boxer shorts. So, but you know what I mean. You can generally tell if you're gaining weight if you pay attention. And when I do weigh myself, it's in the morning after first getting up, and I weigh myself completely nude, no clothing. That way you get a consistent measurement every time. I weigh 5 pounds more at night, and I wear 3 pounds of clothing fully dressed for summer, you know, t-shirt, jeans, underwear, socks, no shoes. I always take the shoes off. So, with that, That's just what I do. And like I said, I have not weighed myself in probably a month and a half. In other words, I'm walking pretty much every day now. I really don't need to worry about that, I guess that's what I'm saying. I can tell you though, if you are older, whatever weight you put on affects your blood pressure rather dramatically. Gaining 20 pounds can bring you from your normal blood pressure up to borderline hypertensive. So, very important to keep your weight down when you're older. That is my only reasoning behind finding a happy weight. I'm very happy with my weight right now. I looked at pictures of me just from 5 years ago, and I was like, wow, my face is rounder, it's full, and so it's one of those things you don't notice when you get that extra weight, but when you lose it and you look at pictures from before you lost it, you sure as heck do notice it. And the best thing for me was I had about 10 pair of jeans and pants and slacks that I weren't wearing because they were too tight and I had a hard time buttoning them. And now they fit. So that is the reward you get. So now I got $300-400 worth of jeans I wasn't able to wear before that I can now, so Three and a half miles, according to the woman in my ear. I remember one morning I was walking here. I went for a very late night, early morning as the sun was coming up. And I saw a beautiful sunrise right through there. It was really nice. I remember that. I took pictures of it. I still have them. That's why I just thought of it. I just saw those pictures recently. That was from a couple years ago. So tonight and tomorrow, I'm gonna make Saturday my indoor day tomorrow. Be a lot of vinyl records. Maybe play some guitar. Should be fun, I think. home, I'll have some nice trail mix I bought. Have a soft drink, some sparkling water. And I realize this conversation tonight on this walk is probably a little flat conversation-wise, which is okay. Sometimes you get a little burned out on politics, and I'm just kind of taking it mellow yellow today. You know, the left, they want Pete Hegseth to resign. They're demanding his resignation because of that Signal chat thing. And the Trump administration is not going to do that. It's not as big a deal as they're making it. They go hyperbolic, DEFCON 5 on everything. So they're trying to make a news cycle out of it. I guess the good news of it is it changed the narrative away from Elon Musk and Doge. I am going to tell you though, I hope you go to YouTube, go to the official Fox News, okay, the official, as soon as the cars go by so you can hear me, the official Fox News channel on YouTube. They have an upload of an interview J.Beau did with Doge. It's all the different people that are in Doge. And I guess they decided to do that for some PR and transparency to let people know what's going on and what they're doing, rather than letting the media scare everybody to death. So they did a sit-down interview with J.Beau of Fox News. It's like a 40-minute interview. I highly recommend you watch it. It's absolutely fascinating. If you want a really good idea of what they're doing and what they're finding. And now, ever since that interview, the Democrats have shut the fuck up about it quite a bit. They're realizing that they are actually fixing something that Democrats should have fixed years ago. And most of the people taking advantage of tax dollars are Democrats. And I say most because there's some guilty Republicans in there too. And whoever has done anything deceptively and illegally, they're going to be prosecuted. This has been long overdue. So check out that interview J.Beau did with Doge, Department of Government Efficiency, which is actually a government agency. It is an agency that was there. Oh, I'll get some girl sports. Girls playing lacrosse. Field hockey actually. They're playing, no, lacrosse. They got lacrosse sticks. Yep, women's lacrosse. So anyway, Doge was actually an agency that had a different name, and Obama had actually signed an executive order forming that, and Congress made it a thing. The problem is it's been bloated, taken advantage of, and corrupt. So the whole department was renamed and given to Elon and Doge, and it is an official government agency. And the Democrats are going to find out that they made a mistake trying to demonize them for this. Because I'm telling you right now, new poll just came out this week. CNN had to admit it, that the country is moving in the right direction. An overwhelming number of people polled said the United States, with Trump as president, is moving in the right direction. As we just hit the 4-mile mark. We got all these college girls running around playing lacrosse. Very fun sport. It's the closest thing to ice hockey without the ice. And I played a lot of ice hockey. Very fun sport. So the other thing I did last night on my walk was I did something I usually don't do, is that I recorded my beats per minute with my Apple Watch for the entire walk. And it was very interesting results. When I got back home, it actually surprised me in a good way. Because I've explained this before, if you're an Olympic athlete, highly trained in cardiovascular, like maybe basketball or hockey or something, and your beats per minute should be between 40 and 70, and mine is between 50 and 80. So my beats per minute is very, very healthy. For my age group especially. So that's really good. because my resting heart rate last night was 52. 52, just sitting there not doing anything. Most people are happy with 70. So, very good. And while I was walking, my heart rate jumped between about 62, 63 and 85. That is under exertion walking. And when I went up a really steep hill, the steepest one I walked, my heart rate went up to 119. To 121, which is also excellent. If you get your heart rate up 150, 160 to 190, it's indicative that something's wrong, it's not good. So of course I was very happy with a young person's 120 beats per minute going up a steep incline where you're breathing hard and sweating under exertion. So that was very good, made me very happy. And I checked my beats per minute through my entire walk, very consistently between 60 and 80. Most of the time 68 to 75. So that's very, very good. So if I could end up getting a back that was 30 years younger than the back I have now, I'd be a lot happier, because most of my physical issues come from my lower back injury. And also my knee, from when I was 10 years old. I got an infection in my knee, almost lost my leg. It was scheduled to be amputated, no joke. It was very infected. So I have cartilage that's missing, that got eaten away by the infection. And you know, I can run a block or two. Could probably run about a mile, save my life. But the real problem's like the next day. My patella tendon under my kneecap gets inflamed, and I end up limping around for a couple weeks. So that's why I walk, if you're wondering, instead of running. Plus, walking is much better on your joints. Which, if you are familiar with marathon runner Joan Benoit from Maine, she's an old lady. I believe she's still alive. And she doesn't run anymore because of wear and tear on her hips and joints over time. And when you start getting older, you don't really rejuvenate those very well. So I guess I should switch over to the night vision now. Probably looks pretty terrible. And I didn't even think of it. So I'm going to take a minute to swap over to night mode. Don't even know how much battery I got left. I'll check all. have it, ladies and gentlemen. Change the battery. I put it in nighttime mode. Not as stable, but it's got a wider view. And plus you can see what I'm looking at. Still waiting to see the church get unveiled after the renovation work they're doing on the outside. There we go. I forgot to restart my walking app. So I just lost about 100 feet. Not a big deal, rest assured. We just hit 4.5 miles. Got about another mile to go. Recording anyway. Today is the 28th. 46, see this temperature thing here says 46 degrees. And it does not feel, it feels like a cold 46. And the air smells like there's a storm coming. Remember I told you about that. The air smells different when bad weather comes in the wintertime. It smells cleaner, if that makes sense. Not that the air usually smells dirty, I'm just saying it smells fresh and sanitized. Maybe that's what it is. It smells sanitized. Yep, I'm going to say the temperature reading on the Bork's Market around the corner we just passed was incorrect. If it's 46 degrees, it is a very cold 46. I think 46 was the high temperature we had today when the sun was out. Wish I knew what happened to that cat that used to be out here on the road all the time when I'd walk by. It was like his hangout. I haven't seen it. Didn't see him for the last half of last summer. I hope nothing happened to the kitty. Right now, the walk tonight feels like early November did. It's exactly what it feels like. Just after Halloween. These cars coming. Cars, cars, cars. Cut across now, all the crossing's good. We'll finish the walk on up ahead here. Click like and subscribe. Share the content. I want to thank you for walking with me. Take this off like this. And thank you for walking with me, everybody. We just hit 5 miles. And so anyway, like I said, click like and subscribe. God bless you and your family. say a prayer for the country and President Trump. And at some point soon, we'll be doing a woods walk and hike through the woods here. And I want to thank you very much for walking with me. Really appreciate it, and I hope I wasn't too boring tonight. Talk to you soon, everybody. Bye-bye. God bless.